Yeah, what were you?
Everyone, welcome to No Hiatus, episode 5.
5?
Yeah, we're on 5.
I thought it was 3.
No, episode 5 of No Hiatus podcast. To my right, your left, I think, one of my co-host, one of my best friends. I've known him for God knows how long. We're stuck with each other.
It's like that old marriage, dude, where you fucking want to kill each other at one point in your life.
And you're like, fuck it.
But you're like, fuck, I've been with him so long that it's a fucking waste.
Yeah.
Trying to find another Jesus to replace you is just gonna be fucking annoying.
I don't think I can find another Jose.
I don't think you can find someone that would
possible.
rather sleep in a car than live in a house.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone out
impossible. But anyway, the man who would rather sleep in a car because you can't drive a house.
There you go.
The hentai senpai, Josie, Josefo, Jose, to my right, your left, I think. And I am your other host, Jesus. We're going to start off with sports just to get out of the way because the NFL decided to have a London game this week, and it's early as fuck, and we're recording early. That also means that the manga chapters that are coming out in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, we might not get to.
I was gonna say, once we're done with our slice of life, we could pause.
Yeah, if they come out,
it'll take 5 minutes. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
One Piece is on break, isn't it?
Yeah, One Piece is on
So
break.
JJK?
It's just JJK that would be coming out. Yeah, which I was actually gonna suggest that just because that chapter is highly anticipated.
Yeah. So
by a lot of people.
So if we get to it, we'll get to it. If we don't, apologies. We probably will because our slice of lives run a little longer.
I think it comes off at 10. Because I was looking last night
and they came
when I couldn't go to sleep. And then again, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and it said new chapter in 9 hours.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So,
so there's a rumor that a lot of media want the Bears just to restart and just pretty much tank, but let people go.
Yeah.
Right. He's a Bears fan. I'm just. All my friends and family are Bears fans, so I just kind of just hang out.
Plus, we live in Chicago, so
we live in Chicago.
It's kind of hard to not hang out.
Yeah,
that's how I am with the Bulls.
Yeah, I don't necessarily care about the Bears. I don't dislike the Bears. I just Chicago franchises are run poorly most of the time. Anyway, they're saying I've been saying they should trade Justin to as a backup to Denver, where he can learn from Sean and Russell, because Russell's doing pretty good this season. The team's not doing good, but he's doing good.
Yeah.
And then somebody was saying they should trade him to Atlanta because Atlanta doesn't have a deep ball, and that's the one thing that he can at least throw. And I'm like, that would be a nasty team because they have pretty good weapons, but their quarterback right now can't throw a deep ball. He's just a game manager at this point. And I'm like, that wouldn't be too bad.
But trade him halfway through the season?
No, in the next couple of weeks. I think trade deadline anyways in 3 or 4 weeks anyway. So just trade him now. What's the point? Especially if they lose against Denver. I would just trade him and fire Matt Eberflus or whatever. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Shout out you, but
I think
I have a conspiracy theory too for the Bears. You want to know it or you want to
lay it on me.
I think they're tanking to give them more reason to leave the city.
Okay.
Again, there's no evidence. It's a complete conspiracy theory, but there's no way you can suck this bad, right? And I say this because
you've been rebuilding since Trubisky, dude. 2018, 2017.
Trubisky was part of your rebuild, but it's like you got DJ Moore for a purpose, right? You don't use him for that purpose. And then he also dropped 2 passes last week, right? That were they were on the money by Justin. They were over the top. They were perfectly placed, and he just dropped them. And I'm like, dude, you can't tell me you're getting paid that much and you were that good at Carolina, right, that you're not tanking. My other part of that conspiracy is 2 of the players that they let go last season, one's on the Bills, one's on the Bills and one's on the Lions, and they're
destroying, dude. They're running amok right now.
Yeah.
Montgomery has 5 touchdowns, which is, I don't know if I said it to you or who, but Montgomery has 5 touchdowns, equivalent to the same amount of touchdowns that the entire Chicago Bears have in this season thus far.
Yeah. And the linebacker that they gave to the Bills?
Khalil Mack. Oh, no, not Khalil Mack.
I'm Edmonds.
Mm-hmm.
He had a game last week. He had 4 or 5 fucking turnovers or some type of interaction like that. And I'm like, dude, It's the organization. I don't know what they're doing. There's no football answer. So the only other answer is they're tanking to make sure that the fans don't go to the games. So they have more reason to be like, hey, the fans don't come anyway. Just let us leave.
But the tickets are still super expensive. So
exactly. So like no one's going to want to go if the tickets are expensive and the team sucks.
So
that's my conspiracy theory. There's no like solid logical backing besides you suck too much to make sense for the talent you have. And the talent you have is proven by everyone who leaves. Literally the next season is like all pro, like can help your team win a Super Bowl if you have a team.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this terminology, but a healthy scratch is you're just benched. You're healthy, but you're benched. Right?
Yeah.
Claypool was benched for today's game.
Yeah. That's just like, hey, something might be a little wrong. You might be a little sick. Like you can physically play, but
we're gonna rest you.
We're gonna rest you.
Yeah, because Claypool this morning on my way here, I got a notification on the score. I think it was, or I don't know, one of those like sports apps, and it said Claypool healthy scratch ahead of today's game. So.
And the other shit too, like what happened last week, obviously since we record every 2 weeks, with like the coach getting fired and then the raid,
the defensive lineman coach. Not fired. He stepped down, but
he was gonna get fired. But it looks better if you step down.
Yeah, he quit. He put in his 2 weeks, and then allegedly his house got raided. But then I think the organization came out and said no.
No, it eventually came out that it did get raided.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, my bad. It didn't get raided today. Is what they said.
Yeah, they were like not today. No,
but it did. Yeah. I obviously money riding on this season would not like for them to tank.
Bro, they lost 3 games and don't look like a football team is my issue, right? Like you don't look like a football team. You look like a JV team.
Going into today's game, that's why I wanted to watch the full game today, because I want to see from the beginning, okay, where did we fuck up? What are we still messing up on, right? Let me run the tape.
Yeah.
You know? But if the Bears lose today, I think it's GG Bears.
I'm telling you.
I think you gut everyone.
Trade Justin, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
To a team with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Like Atlanta. I was saying, where can you trade him? There was another team that you can trade him to. Because I also think the Vikings need to trade Kirk Cousins to the Jets.
Kirk Banks?
Kirk Banks.
But he's destroying it right now, dude.
He's doing better than Tua is statistically, and they're 3-0 and 0-3 respectively. He has more yards than him. Justin Jefferson has more yards than Tyreek. They're literally doing better than the Dolphins. They just can't win games.
It's because they're not Nooners.
They're not Noon. No, they are. I think 2 of their losses were Nooners.
I don't know. Then the Vikings have no.
It's the coaching. It's the coaching with them too. Again, it's hard to explain, right? But I've had average coaches. Shout out you guys. There's no disrespect. I've had pretty good coaches, and I've had great coaches, right? Yeah. The great coaches, we won a national championship with and conference championships with. A lot of conference championships with. I've had these guys here that, like, were good people and, like, good at a couple things. And then I've had, like, the average coaches that were just, like, stopwatches or they were just there to fill, like, a role.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like Atlanta, not Atlanta. I feel like the Vikings have pretty good coaches.
Yeah.
The Bears have, like, average, below average coaches. And it's hard to explain that. It's like what the difference is between a great coach. The best coach I never had was our distance coach at my 4-year. This man would be so meticulous with everything, dude. With everything, with everybody. It was crazy. And I never had him because I didn't run distance, right?
You could have switched. Would have been a perfect time to switch.
Oh, no, dude. The way he treated those dudes, dude. Yeah. Like, no, like, it was cool, right? But the way he worked them, and again, I don't really do distance like that. Oh, he would have fucked me up, dude. And he was a cool dude. Like, he would, like, banter back and forth, you know? And it was the best. But, like, he would have fucked my ass up.
Just a quick little 10-mile to start off the
Oh
week.
fuck that, something like that. No, it was crazy. And they would run out in the snow and shit, just casual. I'm like, dude, I don't do that. I'm not built like that, dude.
I remember when I started doing that at our high school, and everybody was like, "You're freaking crazy," and I'm like, "It's." I don't know. I like the snow.
Bro, they would put like a hat on,
Yeah.
fucking gloves on,
Yeah.
and short shorts.
Oh, I would not do short shorts. I would do those like those sweatpants that, or not sweatpants, but like the, you know what I'm talking about, the like the plastic ones that they would give us at the uniforms.
Yeah.
I would get them early because I'm like, Coach, I need the pants to run in. So Coach was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have you run out,
dude.
freaking nothing. So like the snow would just kind of like bounce
Cross
off.
motherfuckers are built different, bro. That's a whole different entity on this planet.
It's a different kind of passion.
Yeah, I don't know. That I would never have had. So I'd know.
I'm gonna try. Hopefully with this new gig, if I get it, hopefully I get more, like more time to get back into running, get back more into the gym.
See,
and then I'm gonna try and take care of my body. I don't know if you saw, but our what do I want to call him? Our white lightning of a friend from way back in high school.
Oh, broke
days.
his foot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I messaged him. I'm like, hey, you good?
Oh, his foot,
his knee. I'm like, hey, you good? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I was playing basketball and I was playing like an idiot. And then I told him, I'm like, it's not that, dude. We're just getting old.
Maybe. You okay, go on.
Plus, we're not stretching. We're not warming up. Like, we still think we're like 18, 14 years old where you can just wake up and go for a run or wake up and go play some basketball, dunking on some people like nothing happened.
Yeah.
My other friend, that's my neighbor, he plays Sunday League once in a while.
Okay. Hoop or soccer?
For soccer.
Okay.
And then I told him, I'm like, dude, like if you ever need like more people, like let me know. I'd be happy to try and get back into it, even though I haven't played since I was like 13, 12 years old. But I like it, right? I like watching it. I like going to see my brother play. And I jokingly said, I'm like, you just got to tell me what the times are, what time the games are at, because I got to be there 2 hours ahead of time to stretch. He's like, that's what I do. He's like, the game's at 10. I get there at 9. He's like, I go do like my 2-3 laps around the pitch. And then for like the next 30 minutes, I'm stretching.
2 Saturdays from now when you're off, you should come to Fridges with us.
I'm going to be absolutely – I'm down, but I'm absolutely going to be dead.
I'm telling you, we have one of the dudes I train, and he just goes to the gym a lot too there, right? He's like 68. He got into a work injury, I think it was, where like something crushed half his body. Oh. So he doesn't have a lot of motion.
Mobility and stuff on that?
He has more mobility now, but he doesn't really run.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't really run. So it's just us. If he's on my team or the other team, we like use him as like a pivot. So like we'll pass it to him, and then he'll pass it back. So then we'll chuck it downfield, and somebody else is running. But we have a lot of different athletic talents there where it's not just where it's not just people like
freaking D1 athletes
fucking running like everywhere. There is a kid though, shout out him because I don't know how he does it. He runs in fucking Crocs, dude.
Probably puts those bitches in sports mode.
Dude, yeah, bro, he's running too. I'm like, oh shit. He's like maybe 5'9", 5'10", like stocky. I think he plays soccer in college or something.
Okay.
I think.
And he puts those bitches in sports mode?
He puts them bitches in sports mode and goes, bro. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He really can't cut that quick, though. That's something I noticed. Because, like, they slip.
Yeah.
Right? But in terms of a straight line, gone, baby.
Probably next to Bolt. I'm kicking his ass.
Dude, I was like, dude, that's lit. I was like, that's exciting. He comes on and off because he's back at school. I think he's near somewhere.
We were there was one night there was like nothing to watch. Yeah. So we were I was going through the channels, and there's a channel on UCTV that strictly does like running events. Mm-hmm. And like I'll randomly tune into it and also shout out UTV for having that random ass channel. Yeah. So they had the most recent like I don't think it was Olympic trials. I think it was like U.S. championships or something like that. And again, Hayward Field, because they always host it on Hayward Field, and it was the mile. So we were watching it, and like these motherfuckers ran the mile in like 3:43, I think, because they didn't beat, but they matched the American record. And I'm just sitting there like, holy fuck, dude! Like I was hyped when I ran 4:45, 4:30, and these motherfuckers going a whole minute faster than that. And it got me. It got me into like.
It's different.
I know I'm never gonna break 4, especially as like a 30-something-year-old man.
You don't know.
Right? But that's why I told Yadi, I'm like, I want to get back into running. Maybe competitively if there's like shit for me to do around here.
Yeah, there's like masters and like if you want to do like halves or whatever.
Yeah. But I'm like, I just want to get back into it because it's something to entertain me, if that makes sense. Something
and it's
to
a challenge to like take
my mind
on.
off shit. Yeah. But
yeah, dude, of all the throws I'm seeing right now, if you put your buddy Justin Fields in here, and my buddy too, I like him.
I just thought Fields was him.
He is him. But again, a quarterback isn't going to solve your problems. It's just why when people are like, oh, like, I get Caleb Williams, right? I'm like, no, because if you watch his tape, and I watched the game yesterday, right? He relies too much, the way Justin did, on the deep ball, right? 1. 2, his just no deep ball game is NFL average. There was passes that were slow. There was passes that were late. There was passes that were on time, right? But it's like he's not like spectacular in the mid game, where it's like his one pick yesterday was because he got cocky and just threw it deep, and it's like, oh, that's exactly what Justin used to do in college.
You gotta try it sometimes.
So I'm like, you're gonna lateral it just because you don't want to get coaches. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, because you're tanking.
I told my friend group
to get out of the city.
I told my friend group, I'm like, because I have a bet.
Oh, for those that don't know, the Bears want to leave the city and go to a suburb around the city.
Low key around here too.
Yeah.
I told my buddies, I'm like, hey, because of the bet, right? I bet with one of my friends $100 that the Chicago Bears were going to be division champions.
Anymore, dude. I don't think.
But the dream was alive. It's just not anymore. So and it wasn't just me. A lot of people thought the dream was alive.
I did too. Again, I told you.
Commentators did too. ESPN.
Nightmare situation, 7-10. At best, I said 11-6. Right? That's what the record would be.
I think the way they're going right now, I would not be surprised if they go like 5-11.
5-12.
5-12.
Yeah, there's 17 games now.
So it's but I was telling them because they keep on making fun of me. They're like, hey, your boy this, your boy that. And I'm like, bro, it's just the coaching staff.
It is.
And they said, you can't coach a quarterback to be an NFL quarterback. If you get drafted into the NFL, you are already expected to be at that level.
No.
I'm like.
Tom Brady wasn't.
So that's the example I brought up. I'm like, hey, like.
Tom Brady wasn't. Tom Brady got drafted in the 6th round because he was an average quarterback, and he looked like an average. He looked like an average athlete, right? And he worked his ass off because the first Super Bowl wasn't because he was great.
No,
because they
surrounding cast.
Because they gave the MVP to a receiver.
Right. Exactly.
The next two though. He also had amazing defenses, right? So he didn't really start kicking it in until after those two. We're like, all right, hey, we lost the amazing defenses, right? Or not lost completely, but for the most part, right?
It's not at the level it was at before.
No, you can definitely coach. No, that doesn't make any sense because Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers both sat before they played and then became really good. If you look at every single quarterback that became great, sat first because they weren't ready.
And that's what I was telling him. I'm like,
it's the same thing with Drew Brees.
I'm like,
you literally can't make that argument.
I'm like, it's the coaching. I'm like, it's the coaching sucks. And I think, I don't know if they truly are just giving me a hard time.
They are. Unless they just don't know football. But I expect at least David to know a little bit.
But they tell me it's like, oh, like you're just making up an excuse for them being this bad.
No.
So, but I'm just like, nah, I wholeheartedly think it's the coaching.
I'm going to give you another example with the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Jay Cutler, right, was a cannon for an arm and for sure a 4,000-yard passer.
And he never used it.
When he came to the Bears, he never threw for 4,000 yards.
I think the most he ever threw for one game was like 335.
So how did he get worse coming to the Bears? But then again, it's the same thing I said at the beginning. And this is the last thing I'll say about the Bears is why does every time someone came here, they got worse? And once they left,
they got better, or
Montgomery and Edmonds look like they're all pros. Like if they continue this for 7-8 years, they're going into the fame.
I've always been a Montgomery fan.
Yeah,
I love Montgomery.
His name's David. You know that, right? Or you say Monto? Never mind.
There's a game last year where they misprinted his name.
Oh, I remember this. Okay, my bad.
They misprinted his name, and I think they added an extra O.
Oh,
So that's why I call him Montgomery. Got that jersey.
Awesome.
I think that jersey was selling for like a shit ton of money too.
I didn't know. I was confused. I was like,
no. Yeah, there was a game last year. That's why I say it. Sorry, my bad. I've always said it Montgomery until there was, because I remember I was still at my old store, and my closer is a big Bears fan, and he's like, can you believe that they misspelled his jersey? I'm like, what? No, they didn't. And then I replayed the game, and I'm like, holy shit, they did. So that's why I call him Montgomery. And of course, it would only happen at the Bears because it's not going to happen at the Lions. But I was super devastated when Montgomery was let go because I'm like, why?
Let me tell you something about Justin Fields, right? He outdueled Trevor Lawrence in college with a worse team. And people are so high on Trevor Lawrence. And I'm like, it doesn't add up, right?
I didn't know that about Trevor Lawrence.
It just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if you're high on Trevor, you have to be high on Justin. But you have to put Justin in the right place.
You know what I want to see happen? Fields going to the Chiefs only, hear me out.
As a backup, I can see that.
So that he can then be coached under Matt Nagy.
Again.
And I want to see if there's any difference. I want to see if there's a difference between Matt Nagy head coach versus Matt Nagy quarterback coach, offensive coordinator coach, whatever you want to call him, right? Like, I want to see that difference. I mean, obviously.
Imagine Mahomes gets unfortunately hurt for a season, right? Kind of how like Tom Brady did, right?
And then Fields come in and it's like nothing.
Fields come in and goes
400.
For a whole season where he's just dialed in.
400 yards.
You know how insane that shit would be?
But I need something like that.
I would stop being a Bears fan if I was a Bears fan.
No, yeah.
I'm going to be like, oh, it's definitely us. I'm sorry. I'm out.
And I need that to happen. I need something like that to happen so that we can then stop being – because my thing right now is like I had a lot of customers, I guess, come into where I work, and they're all like this was the Sunday before I went on vacation, so they all had their Bears gear. And I'm like, damn, like, I don't know. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be anything. And then every single one of these older gentlemen said Justin Fields isn't him. And I'm like, I don't think it's Justin. I'm just going to go on a limb here and be like, it's not Justin. And one of the guys.
Montgomery and Edmonds proved that it's not them, because Bears fans were trashing Edmonds. And that's why we swapped linebackers. We literally swapped linebackers, right?
Yep.
And our linebacker, who is pretty good, is garbage now.
Yep.
Or the Bills linebacker, I shouldn't have art, but he's garbage now. And I'm like, dude, you can't make that up.
Because it's the Bears. Yeah. Like, I maybe it is your conspiracy theory.
Because there's no on the field reason why you're ass, because you have the talent.
No.
And then you had the talent too, right?
There's no reason for you to regress.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
only progress.
And
bars.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. That's why I'm going with my conspiracy theory, and you can't prove me otherwise, because you let go of players and they're all doing amazing, and you're hiring players and they've gotten worse, right? And they've gotten worse. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, how did you spend money for good players and they got worse, and you let go of bad players allegedly and they got better?
Yep.
So it's you.
I don't know.
Because even Chase Claypool was decent.
He was decent, and now he's absolute garbage.
Yeah. So I'm like, how did we go down? How did we go backwards? And once you start the process of elimination, I'm like, oh, it's the coaching staff.
Yeah. I mean, if we have to wait till they go to Arlington Heights,
down the streets,
I don't know if I can hold off being a Bears fan for that long.
And it could be 10 years, baby.
At least, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm going to just let you know, once those season tickets go on sale, I'm going to be a Bears fan for life, you know? I've been a Bears fan for life. Popped out the womb, bear down, you know? That 1995 or whatever 2005
Super
Bowl appearance.
85 they won it, I think. And
bear down.
And in 05, they got lost to the Colts.
The Bear Shuffle, I was doing it in middle school. You know,
Nice.
that was me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just have the conspiracy theory because you just don't suck this bad.
Being a Bears fan before even learning English, my guy.
True, accurate, actually.
Vamos los osos.
Los osos.
You know, that was me. 5-year-old me translating legal documents for my parents.
Osos.
Osos. But, oh, God. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's a heartbreak, but...
In other sports news, obviously you did. I feel like you might be a bigger basketball fan than football fan. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I was going to talk about this. Damian Lillard?
To the Milwaukee Bucks.
I am a season pass holder to the Bucks.
Right now?
Right now.
Facts?
Signed up. Fax check it, bro. You know what? If we had Carfax for season pass holders, season pass holder fax it. I'm so happy for him.
The Bucks receive Lillard.
Yes.
The Blazers receive Drew Holiday, which are looking to trade.
Yes.
They receive DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
Tomani Kamara. I'm saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
29 first-round pick and 2 pick swaps. The Suns receive Yusuf Nurkic.
Which I don't know why the Suns were involved in this trade. But
Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson. Normally when that happens is a team's not giving enough.
Yeah.
So they want something that the other team doesn't have. So they ask another team, hey, do you want anything from them? Because we want XYZ from you. Do you want to do a three-way trade here? That's normally how I believe that works. But
first and foremost, shout out Dame. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people criticizing him for leaving Portland and not getting a chip in Portland when he was always the people's champ.
It's also not his fault, though.
But it could be coaching, could be supporting cast, could be whatever you want to call it, right?
He needed one more player there, but no one would go to Portland is the issue.
I told my amigos that are basketball fanatics, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks, they looked strong without Dame. And now with Dame, I think they're a strong contender in the East.
Yeah,
potentially be.
But did they lose too much? Is the question. Because now you're relying.
Their bench is not deep.
Because now you're relying on Dame and the starters.
Yeah.
To give you 110 points a game,
which you can.
Yeah, or whatever.
I think Dame,
whatever the number is, you're like relying on Dame scoring 28 to 32 a game or whatever.
If I am a team going up against the Bucks, right, and I see their starting lineup, which would usually consist of Giannis, now Dame,
Middleton.
I think they
Lopez.
got rid of Middleton.
No, he's still there.
He's still there?
Yeah.
Lopez for sure. Yeah, I know he's still there. Or am I thinking of our Dominican friend?
I don't know. Who?
I forget his name, but I just know he talked mad shit when he was playing against the Warriors, so I just didn't like him. He's talking mad shit about Draymond, which
we can also talk about that too. We found out allegedly what
Jordan Poole actually said. Which after what you told me about him and his sisters, I'm like, homie had that locked in the chamber and ready.
Yeah, they funny people. So like, I can see him saying that. Again, we don't know if it's true. That's what he said, but
I think it's true. But anyways, I think you draw a player away from Giannis to put them on Dame, right? And then you run the play of, all right, do we double up Giannis or do we double up Dame? Mm-hmm. Or do we just let Dame shoot it from the three? Because I think he's one of the better 3-point shooters in the league right now. And I think he's hungry for that chip. So I think it's gonna be hard. I don't know. But I do agree. I don't think their bench is that deep anymore. So it's like if any of them get injured, I don't know what Milwaukee does. But I am gonna try and go to more Milwaukee games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked the Fizzers Forum. I like it way more than United.
I feel like United is just old.
I think everything in Chicago is old.
Yeah, and they don't update shit.
Well, people don't want to update it. Do you think that's the problem with Chicago?
Yep, they don't want to move on from the 90s and the 80s. They don't want to move on.
From like the good old days.
Fuck the good old days, bro.
But Fizzer, if you're ever down to go again,
I'm down.
We should go to Fiserv and go to some Milwaukee games. I feel like Milwaukee anyone this year would be pretty fun to watch.
I think real quick. I think also the issue with Chicago is that they would have to almost expand how like the Bears are, right? Outside of the actual city.
Oh, and then people don't want to go outside the city.
And people from the city probably don't want that. But I'm like, it's too congested where the stadiums are.
Yeah.
To like how they did Comiskey to Guaranteed Rate Field now, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
They literally built it like not too far from it. But like you can't do that anymore.
You can't do anything.
So like you would have to expand the city in a way or go outside the city. And I don't think city people want that, but I'm like,
there's only one way into Soldier Field.
It
like
sucks
1 or 2
dick,
roads.
and it sucks ass. It sucks ass.
And it holds how many people? Like 40,000? 50,000?
60 something, like 65. But it's a smaller stadium in the league. So.
But still, it's like, dude, you're transporting 60,000 people, right? In and out of Soldier off of 2 roads. Like, come on, my guy. Anyways,
the Bucks. I'm happy for Giannis and Dame.
Oh, Giannis is super happy.
It sucks for Dame, though, right? And this is why I was always like, bro, you should have left before because they were going to trade you where they wanted to trade you. So your loyalty never mattered. And it didn't, right? Because he was like, yo, I want to go to the Heat. They were like, no, fuck you. But I'm like, so what? So, like, what was the point of him being loyal to you not bringing him any players? Because it's your job to bring him players because that's your job. His job is to play basketball, right? So it's your job to build a team, and you didn't build a team, but he stuck with you for 10 years to hopefully you build a team, and you didn't. So on his way, I was like, yo, can you at least send me where I want to go?
Right.
And you said no.
You said fuck that shit.
So I'm just like, dude, that sucks. Dog shit owner. And I'll stick by that. I'm sorry. Like,
I know he did want to go with Jimmy Buckets, but
yeah. Like, I would have just sent him to Miami, but all right, I appreciate your 10 years. We couldn't give you somebody else. Here you go. Like,
Jimmy Buckets.
I appreciate it.
It's going to be interesting in the East.
And the Heat were giving them the better deal. They were literally giving them the better deal. They were just being so fucking petty to Dame and Pat Riley that they were like, no. That's all it was, just fucking pettiness. And I'm like, bro, y'all fucking stupid, dude. Lesson learned. Dame should have left 6 years ago or whenever his contract or his first or second contract were up. He was just left. But I don't know why he was so stubborn. Like, I don't know if he understood that he wasn't going to win a chip.
Dame?
Yeah. With no one else.
He's the people's champ.
Yeah, but...
And he thought he was him.
He wasn't... He's not 6'6", 6'8" to do it by himself. If he was 6'6", 6'8", with his skills, I think he can do it by himself with who he had in Portland, right? But he's 2, 6'3"?
He's roughly the same as Steph Curry.
Right? And I'm
like
just
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, so I'm like, Again, LeBron said it. I don't know if you've turned yourself into a basketball historian yet, but when Bron first, there's an interview when Bron was in high school coming out, right? And he was saying how when he was a kid, his mom, they did like the little test they do for kids where like, oh, hey, like they give you like your projected height and all these other things, right? And they were, oh, you're going to be 6'3". And he was like, damn, all the grades are at least 6'6" and up because you're taller than the 6'2", 6'3" dudes, so you can play defense on them. And you're tall enough to where 6'10" dudes can defend you, but it's not like the end of the world. So that's why if you notice, all the greats of all time are a bare minimum 6'6". Except
Steph Curry.
Yeah, right. But look at what he has to do to be that, right? Yeah, he has to shoot from 35. Yeah, right. But everybody else, Kobe, Jordan, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Will, all the 7-footers, all the guards that are greats of all time.
How tall was Kobe?
6'6".
He was 6'6"?
Yeah.
Motherfucker looked like 6'3".
No, he was tall
It's
shit.
TV, dude. It's the TV.
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone being over 6 feet tall, it just makes everyone else look short, I guess. Except Shaq. I look at like I guess like highlight videos of like Shaq and Kobe, and I'm like, dude, Shaq was like 8 feet tall. What the fuck?
7'3", dog.
And then like all the commercials he makes, all the other shit, and like he's just
big dude.
He's just like sitting in like a fucking chair, like about to break it, and I'm like, hey, yo, how was Shaq 8 feet tall? But then only to find out he was like 7.
Yeah, but that's the issue with Dame and Steph. Like, if they were taller,
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with like Allen Iverson. I also found out Allen Iverson was down on his stats at 6 foot, but he's like 5'10". That's what someone said, that he's not that he wasn't even 6 feet. And when he was hugging Dwayne Wade when Kobe passed a few years ago,
Right.
you can tell that D Wade was like significantly taller. Because I have a friend who's 6'4", and I'm about 6'1", and I can see the difference. And the difference between me and him, when I saw it on D Wade and AI, was a little bit bigger. And I was, oh, he's definitely underneath 6 foot.
Yeah.
I was like, he's definitely underneath 6 foot. But that's crazy to know that he was just giving people buckets like that then. Because I'm like, that's impressive. It adds to the aura of AI, but it also like explains like he couldn't do it by himself, bro, at 5'10" when you have to go beat Shaq at 7'3", dude. Or 5'11", whatever he might be, but
Probably 5'11".
nah, that's crazy.
You know what else is crazy?
What, any other sports news?
Jordan Poole's mouth.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. He said
You're an expensive backpack to 30. He is. If you're looking purely on statistics,
purely on offense, yeah, go ahead.
right?
But you need defense to also win games.
Yeah, but he wasn't compared to Kevon Looney, he's not the Warriors' best defensive player.
We can stat check that if you want.
If you want. Last season, I can tell you right now, he wasn't doing that many blocks. He for sure didn't have that many rebounds as much as Kevon did. Kevon was averaging almost like 10 rebounds a game. And then maybe like 2 blocks or 3 blocks a game. Whereas Draymond was at like 6 max rebounds a game.
Let's see.
And maybe 1 block.
He's a 4-time All-Star.
Yes.
He has 1 NBA second team, 1 third team. Defensive Player of the Year.
2016, right?
2017. He has 4-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 15, 16, 17, and 2021. 4 defensive second teams. He was the NBA steal leader in 2017. He was a bunch of college stats. Cool. Now let's look at Sir Kevon Looney and his accolades. And if his accolades don't match up,
I'm just talking about for like last season.
but I'm talking about overall, because that's what he said.
Word
He
for
was
word,
like,
bar
you're an
for bar.
expensive backpack to 30, but I'm like, 30 don't even get his rings without, this man don't even have any accolades. He's just a 3-time NBA champion on the same years that Draymond was doing all the thing. Look at that. It literally just says a 3-time NBA champion, a second team all pack in college stuff. He's literally technically done nothing. Look, I'm not defending Draymond. I'm just saying to call him a backpack when he has individually a second team, a third team, a defensive player of the year, 4 first team all defenses, 4 second team all defenses, and the NBA steal leader during the years that they were winning the championships means a lot more than a backpack. Now, are you going to say that he sucks on offense? You can say that 100%.
Yeah.
Because he can't shoot.
I think he was saying it more of the season prior, I think, or something like that. Which even then, when they won the chip,
Which was 22?
Yeah, 22. And then the incident happened going into the season of 23.
But he was second team all defense that year.
I don't know why Jordan would say it then. I really don't know.
So you're telling me that a top 10 defender you're calling a backpack? That's crazy.
Do you expect anything less from Jordan though?
He sucks on offense. You can say that, right? He's not the best offensive player, right?
Right.
But you need at least a couple dudes to play defense,
Yeah.
right? And I'm just like, and no, I don't. But not the point. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like, if it is true and if that's what he said, I think Draymond overreacted. But I also think Jordan was out of pocket. Because, again, he is a 4-time champion. He does have all the accolades. With all these accolades, he's probably a Hall of Famer.
No, he will be.
Right?
He will be.
And to call him that, I'm just like, when you're just like, this is your third year out here, when you were in the G League because you were so bad your first year that they threw you down just to get better. I'm like, I don't know, bro. Right? I don't know. It's weird. I get it. I get why you would say that. Right? Because you only look at the offense. I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. But these are a lot of stats that say more than backpack. Because like, if I read you that off before saying Draymond Green, you don't think backpack. I don't. So I'm just like,
I do agree he overreacted in like punching the guy.
yeah, 100%. Like I don't what the fuck?
But you as a player, like if I am Draymond, I know that's what I've accomplished, right? Like I know, hey, bro, like I know you ain't talking this shit when you haven't done anything, and he probably knows the same thing that you just said, homie. You were in the G League, just like a couple years ago.
In 2021. He was All NBA G League third team to NBA champion.
Yeah,
That's
a glow up.
Hold on, let me read this to you. No other accolades besides All NBA third team to NBA champion. What does that sound like to you?
Backpack.
Thank you. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. I'm like, yo, do something. Like make an all-star, or not an all-star, make an all-team, make something. Again, I think he's good. But to call him a backpack with all the accolades I just read off is crazy. Absolutely insane. Again, he sucks on offense. You can say, like, you can literally talk shit about his shot that looks like garbage.
Right.
Because it does look like garbage. But backpack? Nah, bro. That's crazy. Oh, nope. Out. Damn, that sucks.
That's fucking
Should have ran the ball, BB. Should have ran the ball.
I mean, it's all right. They pick it up at what? They're 5?
Yeah, they're right there. Any other sports things you want to talk about that I missed?
We already talked about Canelo winning. But we already knew
That was
he
pre-pod
gonna
stuff. I don't know if you want to bring that up
No,
in the pod.
Canelo won. That's it. Nothing to it.
See.
He is the best. I think he's the first 4-time champion to successfully defend all 4 titles. If I remember reading that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be, if boxing has a Hall of Fame, he's a Hall of Famer.
I think they do.
They have to, because I think De La Hoya is.
Did you hear what Floyd said about Canelo?
What?
A few months ago, or a month ago maybe, he was like, when I fought him, he just didn't know what he was doing.
Canelo?
Yeah. Because he was 22 when they fought, which is crazy now that he's like 30 or 32. I'm like, bro, that was 10 years ago, dude. What the fuck?
Is Floyd just trying to make himself still relevant?
No. Like
he was giving him his roses?
Yeah, because like they asked him.
Okay.
Right? Because like they asked him, and he was like, yo, he just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Like,
kind of like, hey, if I fight him now, I'm dead.
No. I mean, because like, you know how Floyd is, right? But he was just saying how like
he ain't never gonna lose.
Like he was just a kid, didn't know what he was doing. So like, of course I was gonna beat him. Like what'd you expect? Because if you look at him now versus when you look at him then, he looks like a fighter, like an experienced fighter now. Versus back then, he was just trying to like swing for the fences and shit.
Which would explain why Canelo says nobody can beat this Canelo.
Yeah. Because
that's all he kept on saying in his post-match interview.
He looks really good, dude.
Nobody can beat this Canelo.
He looks really good.
I'm telling you, he was, because we were watching it with Shady and my sister.
Yeah.
And both of them are like, why is he going for body shots? Like, why does he keep hitting him on the body? And I'm like, my guy, if you're fighting someone.
I can hit her in the kidney. I'm not going to hit her in the kidney, but I'm like, I can hit her in the kidney real quick if she wants.
And I'm just
that
like,
shit hurts, dude.
I'm just like, when you get knocked out, where do you get hit? And she's like, your face. I'm like, right. Oh, and she's like, so why aren't they going for the face? I'm like, look at where their gloves are. Yeah. I'm like, how am I going to get a fist through your face?
No.
So yes, I can't hit your face, but I can hit your body. And she's like, yeah, but doesn't it like not hurt? And I'm like,
oh, it hurts, dude. It fucking hurts.
Because there was, I forget what round it was. They were talking about how Canelo was going heavy on the guy's liver.
Yeah, and he knocked him down through it, right? In the 7th?
Something like that, yeah. And then that's what I was telling my sister and the females in my life, I guess. I was like, I ain't never been punched in the liver. Never thought the liver had feelings, but I can tell you right now, that guy's liver is going through it. Probably worse than a
alcoholic,
yeah.
dude. Hell yeah. No, yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, other sports wise,
I don't got anything else I'm asking. I don't know if I missed something or.
I think.
Oh, I have something.
I think the Cubs are out of the.
Yeah, they got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah, and then basketball starts in like 2 weeks. Oh, I'm so ready for basketball.
I have something related to Damian still.
To who?
To Lillard.
Oh,
Mr. Lillard.
yeah.
There's a bunch of basketball podcasts that were talking about this, right? Would you rather have money or championships if you were an athlete? Right. So the debate was with Gilbert Arenas was asked because he made like roughly 170 million in his career, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, would you rather keep the 170 or get like 120 and get traded to a team where you're going to win a ring?
How many rings am I getting?
Just a ring.
A ring.
It doesn't matter how many rings. You're just going to be labeled as an NBA champion or whatever sport you do, right? Would you rather be a champion and again, that example is $50 million less. You're still making 120 versus 170, but at the 120 you'll be a champion. At the 170 you won't.
Considering my background of not being a millionaire, I would probably say being a champion. Because even if you do have 120, 170, 150, 200, whatever $1 million, I feel like all you really need in a lifetime is like 15, 20 max if you want to live like a lavish life, like a luxurious life. I feel like 20 million for your lifetime would be perfect. So that's why I'm like, I'd rather be a champion at whatever sport it is I do, right? Be a Hall of Famer, have people remember me, my legacy and whatnot, right? Then be like, oh, yeah, you remember, just an example, right? If Ocho wasn't as good as he was, right? And because I've just been using him as an example because he's always popping off on the social media.
He's
right?
goated. Yeah.
So it's like if he didn't have, I'm a Hall of Famer. I won the Super Bowl. I did this. I did that. Most yards receiving when I was a Bengal, whatever, right?
Well, Ocho didn't win the Super Bowl.
But what I'm saying is he still has other stuff to back it up that he was a good player.
Yeah.
Right? So having that, I'd be okay with that. But at the same time, like adding that Super Bowl champion on top of it, right? I think I'd be okay with doing everything that I'm doing now, hyping up McDonald's. And they're like, damn, if McDonald's is good enough for a Super Bowl champion, it's good enough for me.
He also owns McDonald's. That's so cool.
I thought he owned a couple franchises.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he owns a couple.
So I don't know. I would and Ocho seems like he's living the dream.
Yes.
You know?
He has a sugar mama too. Wait, he himself is a millionaire and he has a sugar mama. Shout out. I guess Sherelle is her name, I think.
I guess Ocho is a different situation.
Breed. Yeah, different breed, bro. Shout out him.
But me personally, I would much rather have a championship, a couple championships, and have a money cut.
I only say this, and it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Right.
Because money can give you experiences, right? That not having money can't obviously give you, right? So money's important. But I won my fair share of college championships, and I wouldn't trade those.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like that moment and that experience of winning, right, was amazing.
Right.
And you can't buy that. You like physically can't buy that because you just can't.
Plus your journey to getting those.
That's what I'm saying.
And the friends that you acquired on the way there, would be such a treasure.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't give to anyone else. Yeah. No amount of money could buy that for you.
Yeah. And
then when you die, you can take all that treasure.
Yeah.
And stow it away.
Like I'll know on my deathbut, I'm like, damn, like me.
For people to chase after
me and my 2-3 homies were like struggling to eat. So we like
the One Piece.
We're maxing out, not maxing out credit cards, but we were using our credit cards after our meal swipes ran out. And we were just like getting Chinese or getting something. And we would just know like, hey, if I eat, we all eat. So I got to order for everybody.
Right.
And it was like an unquestioned thing of, hey, I'm ordering Chinese. Everybody hungry. People say no, then they don't get some. And they say, yeah, I'm going to eat it later though. Then they get the food and that's it.
I think it also comes down to how much you like the sport.
That too.
If I knew I was a decent football player, for example, just because we're watching it, right?
Yeah.
If I knew I was a decent football player, if I knew I could make it onto the Browns,
Yeah.
right? And I can get a contract for like $5 million, 4 years, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know NFL contracts like that, so I don't know how much they make them.
It depends on your position.
I'm on the Browns. The likelihood of me winning the Super Bowl are low, right? I wake up, go work out, train. Every Sunday I play football. Do that 17, 18 weeks out of the year, and then I'm done, right?
Yeah, but what if I'm like, yo, I can trade you to the Chiefs?
So that's what I'm saying.
But
If
so for example, right? You're playing for let me see. You're playing for like Jacksonville, right? They're a pretty good team, right? But they're like, "Oh, we don't need you anymore. We're going to trade you to the Bears for more money
or
the Chiefs for less money."
I'd go Chiefs because, yes, it's less money, but I know the work ethic that's going to be on there is going to be leagues ahead of what the Bears have.
And it's going to make your experience better.
It's going to make your experience better. It's going to make you a better player.
And again, you're going to sign
a chip.
You're a receiver. You're going to sign for, let's say 15 million a year with the Chiefs. Let's just say that. Or you're going to go to the Bears and sign for like 25,
27, right? It's like,
let's just say those numbers, for example. So you're losing out on 10 with potentially winning a chip.
I also think you run the risk of, in these trade situations, you run the risk of losing your edge because you don't have that competitiveness anymore. Because you show up, you might be the most competitive motherfucker on the team.
But the team sucks.
Whereas if you go to a team that has that high caliber, like, yeah, we're only going to give you 15 mil, right? It's like, yeah, that's fine, but I'm practicing and taking passes right next to Travis Kelce. You know? I'm running routes with Pacheco.
With fucking Big Red as a coach.
You know?
Shout out Big Red.
Like, I'm catching the ball blessed by Patrick Mahomes. You know? Or if you're a quarterback, right?
The football messiah.
If you're a quarterback, you're like, damn, I'm taking snaps next to Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I would take chips over money because in the poor.
And again, we're still talking about millions of dollars.
Right.
It's just less millions of dollars.
Yeah, which I'm like, dude, no. Like I said, I think 20 million for one individual for your entire lifetime is enough for you to not have to work for the rest of your life.
Depending on how you want to spend it, because you can lose 20 pretty quick.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go buy freaking Ferraris, Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna buy right? I'm gonna buy like a $13 million house, right? Or like, no, not even
13.
like a $2 million house.
I'll say, what the fuck?
$2 million house.
Because you just gotta pay taxes on that bitch every year.
$2 million house, $2 million house max, right? And then I'm gonna buy my GTR, right? I'm gonna buy my Supra, and then I'm gonna buy my Toyota Camry.
Yeah,
the Camry or the minivan, the Toyota Sienna, your daily.
Bro, the Siennas.
Because you can't daily a GTR, you can't daily a Supra.
You can semi-daily the Supra.
There's no point. It has no back seats. At least the GTR has back seats.
You can weekend the Supra.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I would do. $1 million house, bring the family in, and then food. I mean, you're not going to be spending thousands of dollars on food if you're just buying groceries regularly. Mm-hmm. So, but I would take chips over money. But that's just me because I want the competitiveness in the team.
Yeah. And again, everyone's different. There's no right or wrong answer, right? But when you're debating over 100 million, right? That just means that, like, hey, you're more of a business, money-oriented person. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I'm just saying, like,
we live in a capitalistic country.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, like, if you can't leverage your status as a champion at 120 to go make the extra 50 somewhere, like, I don't know what is we doing.
I always reference Jay Cutler, how he ended his career a Bear.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, after he was, like, let go, he didn't go anywhere else.
True. He just called it.
Yeah.
And became a farmer, dude.
Farmers only, dude.
Let's go, Jay Cuddy.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm sure and I do think he got a bag from the Bears.
He did.
So it's like,
Let me look it up while you speak.
which is why I'm also like, I'd rather would have been traded to a team that had the possibility to get a chip, taking less money, but then at least my career is still going on because I have that prestige of, I was part of the 2023, 2022 Warriors winning the chip.
Oh, he went to the Dolphins for a year.
But then he was done.
Yeah, he was done.
And I don't even think he played on the Dolphins.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You could be right. You could be right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, I made more money in the short term, but now my career is over. Which it could have been also him. I think he was going through depression. I think he had like family stuff going on, like him and his wife or something. I don't know. Like I think he was going through it, if I remember correctly.
Damn, he had 35,000 passing yards? That's crazy.
Cutler was the last decent.
He had 227 touchdowns and 160.
How many times sacked though?
Who knows? Wait, he was the Bears quarterback for a long time too. What the fuck?
Yeah, after I forget because I never really paid attention to football that long.
Yeah,
but I know it was another white guy. And
those were the Super Bowl.
And I think he was decent too.
No, they were pretty bad.
Oh, the other guy?
Yeah, the other guys were pretty bad.
I thought he was also pretty decent. But yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know he was like. I knew he was nice. I knew he was nice, but
yeah, but he's done.
Yeah,
and I blame the Chicago Bears organization. Yeah. That's why I don't think they're tanking for Arlington Heights. I just think coaching sucks in Chicago. But I also do think they're trying to get out. Because if you're telling me that I can live in the city of Chicago versus the city of Miami, where do you think I'm going to go live?
Oh, no, they're not going to move states.
No, but they're going to leave cities.
Oh, wait.
I'm assuming they're probably going to still live closer to the stadium, no?
What do you mean?
Like the coaches and shit?
Oh, most of the players live like
I know up here.
I'm not going to locate us, but they're
I know up
north
there.
of the city. So, like, I don't know. Or some of the players used to. I don't know if they do now, but I know when Jay Cuddy was there, they used to live north of the city. Because, long story short.
I know when his house went on sale.
Yeah. But, I don't know, bro. Tough scenes. Let me go back to the doc. Because I lost train of thought what we were talking about. Oh, yeah.
Chips versus money.
I can see why you would want the extra 50, right? And I wouldn't say no to the extra 50. But if I'm gonna go into work, be miserable with a bad team,
I
don't know if I want that. But I don't know, right? I've never been offered anywhere near 100 mil.
You've also never been with like, quote unquote, a shitty team.
No.
I feel like
even our bad teams, right?
Yeah.
We're like, we were just hurt, so we weren't doing good. But
I feel like you've had people that I feel like you've had people that were, como se dice, at least they wanted to be part.
Yeah.
You know?
Gaming news. A couple of things happened in the gaming world.
CSGO, right? I saw some shit about it.
CSGO officially
closed
its servers for CS2. It's really just a graphical update and a couple in-game mechanical updates, which it needed because the game came out in 2012. But it's crazy. It's crazy how Counter-Strike is still the king of first-person shooters after 20 years. I think 1999 or 2000 when it came out. I could be wrong. But it came out, the original came out then. At least in Half-Life it came out. I think as a standalone game it came out in like 2005, if I remember correctly, something like that.
CSGO?
No, just Counter-Strike as like the branding. Like the original Counter-Strike started in Half-Life as like a game mod.
Okay.
And then in 2005 I think it became a standalone game. I think that's the timeline. But it's crazy how it's just been dominant for 20 years. Ish. It's just nuts. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like,
I think it's been as dominant. If not, no, it's been longer. I was gonna say as long as League, but it's been longer. Because I think League's open beta was like 2010.
I think so.
No, When did I graduate high school? You graduated 11, right? So I did 12. Yeah, 2010 I think is when beta was out.
Really? I thought it
League
was
of
like
Legos.
9, no?
I think it was 2010 because when I got onto the scene, it was 2012, and we were already season 3. And every year was a season.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 2010, I think,
Damn.
or maybe not. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. I saw TikToks of it. I think it was TSM. Was it TSM? One of the organizations posted everyone in the office just working CS2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it looked identical to me, so that's why I'm like, I don't
No,
know.
it's literally the same game, just a graphics update and a couple mechanics updates. They have other smoke grenades now. If you shoot through it, like the smoke will like disperse a little bit. So like they added some like real physics to it, I guess, which is cool. But yeah, shout out CS. That's just kind of cool, just because for a game to dominate that long and like to still be good, and it had like 1 million plus players the first like hour trying to play it.
CS2.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn, look at everyone leaving.
Game's over.
I mean, it's a minute left. GG's.
But that's all I got. It's just cool to see. Shout out CS. Shout out tax shooters. On other news, speaking of TSM, they're leaving the LCS.
It was about time. They didn't have really a good league team.
Sag.
It is sad to watch, but there's other like academy teams that are
better. Damn.
Yeah. Plus, like the whole, I don't know. I really don't know what Lena did, but Lena just she fucked it.
No, it was Reggie, from what I hear.
From what I heard, it was Lena.
Really?
I heard Reggie was the drama starter, but from what I heard, Lena's reaction to everything was just Jeej.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I heard Reggie was fucking it up, but I don't know.
Both, right? Both.
Yeah.
But I think Lena was the one that just couldn't recover the ship.
Damn.
And as CEO/owner/creator/whatever.
Reggie's the CEO, no?
I thought it was Lena.
No.
Was it Reggie? Maybe he passed it on. I don't know. But I still blame Lena.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought it was Reggie. Everyone said it was Reggie. There was like a bunch of like leaks on Reggie and like shit that he used to do.
I think like Skara was one of the ones that came out and said, right? Skara or Dyrus? One of the old league players. Like the OG league players came out and was like, yeah, Reggie was just absolute. Yeah.
That's crazy. But shout out TSM. But speaking of orgs leaving, a lot of orgs are just leaving gaming in general. Or just games.
Money or why?
No, yeah, probably because a bunch of orgs are leaving Apex. There's like a laundry list.
Really?
100T.
But I feel like 100T is also
NRG. FaZe. FaZe dropped their Valorant women roster. What else? Somebody else left Valo, or not Valo, Apex. Anyway, there's like there's a laundry list of organizations leaving certain games because of money.
I feel like all these organizations, well, never mind. Because of money, yes. And I was going to say they're falling apart, but you fall apart because of money.
Yeah.
Because you don't have it.
I've had this theory ever since like a few years ago, like maybe 3-4 years ago, where salaries were starting to get leaked in certain games, and some of them were really high. And I was like, the scene itself doesn't bring that much money in. We just know that based off of numbers, right? That you can see. Even if they're like a little lower because of like the numbers in the background, you can just still do the math, right? And I'm like, some of these players only compete; they don't make content, so they themselves don't bring in this much money.
A lot of players, actually, I don't know why, but a lot don't.
Right. So I'm like,
stream.
how are you playing this player anywhere between 150 to 300-400K a year when there's no way they're bringing in 300-400K a year? Right? There's absolutely no way. So I'm like, the numbers looked inflated to begin with, and I think it's starting to hit a lot of teams. We're like, yo, we were paying people to play the game, but they weren't bringing in that much money anyway because they weren't forcing them to do content.
Nope. And I think that's something that they should have implemented, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, like, whenever I would watch LCS, I'm like, dude, who the fuck are these people? Like, they're like, oh, like TSM. And it's like, who the fuck are these people? I'm like, because the only TSM people I know, I mean, at that point, right, it was like Double Lift, Dyrus, who else? I think Scara was TSM for a minute. Like I'm like, these are the only people I know that are TSM. I'm like, but who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
Because they don't stream. Because all they do is just play League. But it's like, to me, I'm like, how do you make a living off of just playing LCS
when it doesn't bring in that much money? Yeah. The Optic podcast people, Hex and them, in their one of the latest podcasts, they were talking about how much money Scump made a couple of years ago, and he was making $16K a month, right? But Scump not only competes, but he also has like millions of followers on YouTube and everywhere else. So I'm like, that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? But that's someone who's doing competing and content. So I'm like, if he's getting $16K a month, no one else should be anywhere near that who's not doing both.
Right.
And I've heard numbers of certain people making like 20, 30 a month just to compete in Valorant. And I'm like, how does that make sense? I don't know it to bring in that much money if you're not like winning. Right. And same thing with COD. Like, I don't know it to bring that much money. Like, I don't know. I just didn't understand why people's rumored leaked salaries were that high. But again, we don't know what's true because they're not going to release the exact numbers. But some numbers I heard for some players were just crazy high. And I'm like, dude, I don't think the league makes that much to be able to pay like its talent, let alone a player. But I think that's all the gaming news, maybe. Let me double check. Org's leaving Apex, NRG, 100T. I think there was a rumor about FaZe. Oh, the PlayStation CEO is stepping down. What's his name? Oh, it's out? Hold on. Let's finish up the slice of life. Yeah, Ryan is stepping down in March 2024.
Shout out Ryan. I don't know why. PS.
Oh, Jim Ryan. My bad. Jim Ryan.
I think
is retiring.
PlayStation's doing fine.
They are.
I think if anything, Xbox the one's in trouble.
Oh, we can talk about that real quick and then we'll pause and read it. Xbox, you know how they're trying to buy Blizzard?
Yep.
Or Microsoft is trying to buy Blizzard?
Microsoft, yep, I heard that.
They are in courts everywhere, right? So they have to give off like legal documents to the court of certain things, right?
Xbox?
Yeah.
Or Microsoft? Yeah.
Both, right?
Yeah.
They leaked their own shit by accident in some of the documents that they gave to the court of the next console and the deal they were trying to do with Nintendo. By accident, they sent the wrong papers.
Bruh.
And they can't rescind it because it's now legal documents, so the court holds them.
Bruh. Watch someone in the court is like a freaking big ass like Nintendo stockholder or whatever.
Anyway, it came out that their next that there's a discless Xbox Series X coming out.
All right.
With a new Xbox controller.
Okay. Nothing breaking the bank.
Nothing. It's just like an updated. It looks like a cylinder thing now, instead of a square.
Oh, okay.
The controller is supposed to be updated. It's supposed to. Where is it? It's supposed to compete with the DualSense with like the haptic feedback, with Bluetooth 5.2, etc., stuff like that. It also got leaked that shout out this guy. He's always been a cool person in the Xbox person. Oh, and that their next console was releasing in 2028.
Xbox?
Yeah.
2028?
Mm-hmm. That's when they were planning the next one.
Oh, a whole brand new one.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, and that the diskless Xbox Series X was going to be 2 terabytes releasing next year in November for the holiday season.
That's sturdy.
Yeah.
2 terabyte?
Yeah.
I finally taught Danny how to download games onto the 2 terabyte drive.
Yeah, look, the next console 2028.
And then he asked me, he's like, why do I have to go onto this one? And I'm like, because this one has more memory. It's 2 terabytes. And he's like, what's 2 terabytes? And I told him how much it is. And he's like, ooh, that's nice.
I'm trying to find the thing. But one of the heads of Xbox. Oh, the other leak was that the Switch 2 was leaked in the documents.
The Switch 2?
Yeah, the next Switch.
I can see Nintendo not being happy about that.
The reason why it was leaked was because Nintendo or Microsoft is also trying to buy Nintendo.
Why?
Because according to one of the heads of Microsoft or of Xbox, I'm trying to find his name because he's a well-known dude, and I'm just not clicking the right link. He said Nintendo doesn't know that their hardware, like they can't last that long off of their hardware.
But they could.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they've sold more consoles than you guys have, and more games,
and they've lasted longer than any other
company in the world. Because they tried to buy them like a few, like 15, 20 years ago.
My Game Boy Color will still start up right now.
Mine too. And my Xbox 360 lasted like 3 months. So I don't know what the fuck. I think it's Phil Spencer. I could be wrong. Let me double check. But he was talking shit, saying that he was talking shit that Nintendo wouldn't last. But I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm pretty sure it was Phil. Let me check. I could be wrong with the name, so let me check before I dirty someone's name. But yeah, he was talking shit about Nintendo, and I'm like, bro, Nintendo's like older than you guys, and the only reason, like, I never hear people say, "Oh, like let's play Xbox at parties."
No, it's always Nintendo.
But motherfuckers will randomly be drunk as fuck and be like, "Oh, let's play Mario Kart."
Mario Kart, Mario Party. What's the other one? No, just those two, right?
Smash Bros.
Oh, dude.
Drunk Smash Bros is fucking wild, crazy, stupid as fuck. Dude. I've never heard people like, "Oh yeah, let's play Halo." After a long fucking party, you're like, "Yeah, let's play fucking Halo." But I've been up at 3, 4 in the morning
playing Smash.
After like something
Smash,
and just been up and been like, "Fuck it, dude, let's just do it." Like high as fuck for no reason. Yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but that came out, and I went nuts because I was like, "What are you talking about?" Anyway, that's gonna end our slice of life portion. We're gonna take a quick break to read JJK, and we'll be right back. We're also gonna talk about anime before that, but we'll be right back. Shout out you guys.
Manga too, real.
Here we have returned from reading JJK chapter was 236, whatever that was. My bad. I should have. Yeah, 237. We will be talking about both chapters, 236 and 237. But first, we will talk about One Piece live action. We did do a One Piece live action episode 2 review and reaction. That's going to be up on our Patreon. No hiatus.
He's playing?
Yeah, because our starting safety got hurt. He's a decent safety, so we'll see how he's recovered.
Is this his first game back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The One Piece live action. Our reaction review of episode 2 is finally going to be up. It should be up by the time this episode comes up, but we finally had time to do it. So episode 2 is up, and some news for it. It, as of September 19th, was number 1 on Netflix with 10 million views and 75.5 hours streamed. That is bananas. It also got a season 2 announced, which is a pretty cool trailer. Season 2 is going to have Alabasta and Chopper, so everyone's excited to see how Chopper is going to get animated.
Probably going to be CGI, though.
But I wonder if they're just going to find, like, a kid and give him, like, antlers. And just kind of, like...
Instead of doing just...
Like a deer, right, that can stand. And just CGI that. I don't know, right? The other thing is Jamie Lee Curtis, this chick. I was talking to you about it during the review. If my phone or iPad wants to fucking load.
As Doc?
As the Doc, because she's a big fan of One Piece. Like, she's actually been out in public in interviews, been like, "Oh yeah, like I read it and watch it." And she made an Instagram post when they announced that they were like, hey, like once the strike is over, they were gonna talk about making a season 2. And she made an Instagram post, and one of the head people of the live action was like, hey, there's no need to negotiate. Like, we were thinking about you.
Anyway.
We were thinking about you anyway. Like, we just got to wait for the strike to be over. And I'm like, shut up. We're doing it. Also, in the live action, I pitched my friend and my duo over here as if the live action makes it to Dressrosa as Senor Pink.
I would love it. I'd love to be Senor Pink.
It would be the most hard boiled selection ever. Those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about.
I don't even know who you would even like put though.
In terms of someone famous, you can get fuck. It wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Oh, you know who I would pick? The homie that's in Netflix's Narcos series. He was Kiki, the police officer.
Oh.
Fuck, what's his name? I'm gonna Google it, but
Yeah.
he's pretty funny.
But I'm pitching my friend now for if the live action makes it to Dressrosa as Senor Pink, dude. It would be amazing. But yeah, the live action is doing really well. Our review of episode 2 is up now when this episode goes up on the Patreon. The review portion is going to be up on YouTube like a week later. The live reaction portion will stay on Patreon just because it's like an hour long of us just sitting here randomly reacting to it and half the time being on our phones and saying random shit. So there's no point to put it on YouTube unless people want it on YouTube. And it's also heavy spoilers on the reaction part because we're talking about like everything posted. So
this guy.
Yeah, Michael Pena, dude. Yeah. I'm still pitching you over Michael Pena though.
Okay.
But anyway, that's up. Episode 3 we'll try to get sometime next week or the week after that. Not in a hurry just because there's only 8 episodes, so like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what happens anyway.
They find the One Piece.
They find the One Piece. Not yet though. Son of a bitch. 30 years later, literally. But yeah, it's doing really good. I'm happy. They announced season 2. They talked about way more seasons. That's why I said if it makes it to
because they said 12, right? They're hoping for 12.
If they make it to Dressrosa, which I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. Considering all the arcs they have, they're usually doing like 2-ish arcs, right, per season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they would maybe,
but yeah. Shout out to the One Piece live action. In other anime-ish related news, Studio MAPPA, it got leaked allegedly that they made their animators for JJK specifically. The thing said
JJK specifically, but I'm pretty sure some of the animators are also the same animators for all the projects that they're doing.
They made them sign an NDA.
Kind of, yeah.
Right? They let me look it up. But as I'm fumbling my words, they made them sign I
don't know if it was an NDA, but it was more like a contract saying they're not allowed to complain about the working conditions that they're about to go into. And in the contract, it says expect to work anywhere, I think, from 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week.
God, said you suck my butthole for that, dude.
But I think they're doing that because Attack on Titan is going to be released in like 30 days.
Yeah, but it should be done by now.
JJK, I'm pretty sure they're trying to animate all of JJK because from what you were saying, the Shibuya fight that we're about to get. So I think that's also it, right? And there's like, I saw a TikTok, I think, or on Twitter, no me acuerdo where, but I saw it online this morning, and I was gonna save it, and of course, my potato brain didn't save it. Where they're like doing like 4 other projects right now.
I mean, they still have Chainsaw.
Yeah, but did they announce a season 2 for Chainsaw?
MAPPA has just made Jujutsu Kaisen staff sign a confidential contract so they don't express complaints about the production. World shame. Yeah, that's all that I'm seeing. I know there's like an article that explained it, but I can't find it. But that's just for now. That sucks.
Yeah.
That absolutely blows.
I don't know what we could do as fans.
No, nothing. Just because like they themselves signed up for that many projects at once.
Yeah, but there was a tweet I saw where it's like, how about instead of making your employees sign this contract and making them not be able to complain about their working conditions, why not give them actual suitable working conditions?
Yeah.
So, but
Gotta get the monies though. So that's unfortunate for them. Hopefully it's not true. And if it is, I don't know what we can do as fans. I don't think there's much. Did you hear? Just because I don't got nothing else on it. It just sucks.
I mean, it came up like yesterday.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Pokemon Van Gogh collab?
Pokemon what?
So with the Pokemon company.
Oh, Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Oh, they said Band Go.
Oh, my bad. No, Van Gogh. My bad.
Dude, I thought Pokemon and Pokemon Go were doing so well.
No. Band. No. Yeah. Pokemon collabed with Van Gogh, and they made cards and like a little thing.
Dude, I'm down.
They look really, really cool.
I'm down.
It got released a couple of days ago, but there was like scalpers or whatever that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Like they caused a mayhem at the I want to say France store or something.
Just trying to get it, I'm assuming.
There's madre everywhere, bro. Just destruction. It was crazy. And Pokemon came out and like apologized, and a bunch of people came out and apologized. But I'm like, bro, you should have known. Like, it looks cool as fuck. Like, I have the EV pulled up on my phone. I don't know if the camera will be able to see it, but like, and the fucking
the smear gold,
yeah, dude, it looks cool, right? So like, you should have known that it was gonna get crazy. Along with the release of Pokemon 151 English, right? You know, like the 150, the little Mew, it got released in English version a couple days ago.
Oh, the hot, okay.
Yeah.
The one that came out with the movie, right?
Yeah. And I'm just like, bro, like you should have known it was going to go crazy. Like what? But anyway, yeah, that's unfortunate that people went too crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's not that serious. It's a cardboard. You'll eventually get it because they'll just make enough, or the value will go down where you can just buy it from them. Like it's not that serious. But shout out Pokemon. That the art and the cards look really, really cool. I'm not mad at it. Next on the doc, you want to get into the animes? JJK?
Fuck it.
Episodes. I don't know what we reviewed last week. I just put 32, 33, and 34 on the doc. Gojo arrives,
and then
Itadori and them arrive, and Nanami and all the people arrive. They go into the subway station. I'm just gonna quickly review all 3 episodes because again, it was probably like a chapter and a half, 2 chapters.
It was like a chapter and a half.
Yeah,
because Itadori beats the grasshopper.
He beats the grasshopper. Mekamaru little de facto plan. Once Gojo gets sealed. He beats the dog shit out of Hanami and almost Jogo, and he does like a 2-second fucking flash, like
dude, that was
cool.
I went to go back and reread it, and I'm like, why didn't we hype this up? Because I'm like, I know we didn't hype it up when we reviewed it.
Because I didn't understand it as that. I thought he just kind of like quickly like just
and then the fact that he did it in a mere 2-second span, because anything more than that would have destroyed the humans, I guess, or non-sorcerer users or whatever.
He was just like, but anyway, that was cool. He gets sealed, and then we get told that like, hey, we have to go save him. We have to go figure him out. But then they can't carry the box because
he's still fighting or something.
He's
right?
still fighting it, so they can't stop him. Which is crazy because the box stays there, right?
The box stays there.
Spoiler alert: the box stays there, right?
For the entire duration of it, yeah. Because then they have to go back.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, because they never fought anyone to
yeah.
Yep.
We just don't want to ruin too much, but the box. Spoiler alert: the box stays there.
Spoiler alert: the box doesn't move. Massive spoiler: a box stays in the location that it's supposed to stay.
Is this Splinter Cell? I'm sorry. I had to. I liked the episodes. They were like clean cut. The art is fantastic.
I wish JD was here so she could, because she clearly hasn't read it.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
She doesn't know that, like.
She doesn't know what's coming.
Is it Hamlet, right, where everybody dies?
Spoiler
alert.
There was. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Keep talking, but I'm pretty sure it's a TikTok I found. I don't know if I sent it to you. I'm pretty sure. I know I saved it because I told Yadi, I'm like, there's a TikTok I just found, and it's about JJK. Mm-hmm. But it was comparing the entire crew. Mm-hmm. And then how many are still alive?
Oh, dude! It was a Twitter thing. No,
was it Twitter?
Maybe. I think I saw it too. But yeah, no, it starts. Shit hits the fan in JJK in the next couple episodes, and it's.
I think they deleted it.
It literally.
Oh no! I found it.
Spoiler alert.
So that's the one, right? And then swipe right.
Hold on. Let me. Oh. Right. Yeah. They're gone. He might be gone. He should be gone. He's half gone technically. It's like
yeah.
Yeah. No. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but JJK Hakatumi is just, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But the episodes themselves are pretty good. I like the fighting. I like the little flash sequence that Gojo went through. It might just be called the Gojo sequence at this point now. Him and Geto, like that, like interaction was kind of cool. It was like, and then him revealing like the whole brain thing finally that we can talk about in the anime portions. But yeah, no. Again, a little spoilers there from us, but it's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna like suck.
We've been saying, well, never mind, because you removed the other ones. But we've been saying Shibuya is going to be that arc.
It's gonna be the arc.
If the archives ever come back out, there will be fact checkers that we've been saying for like almost 2 years now.
And it already is like
that Shibuya is
so
that
far.
arc.
This arc is pretty good. Like it's.
Dude, he's so fast.
Again, it's gonna be interesting. How the anime of the year goes, because Gear 5 Wano.
Oh, this year's anime of the year is gonna be so hard to decide.
Yeah, Gear 5 Wano versus Shibuya is gonna be tough.
Versus the Shibuya fight that's coming up.
Yeah.
Versus
the Maho, bro. When he summons the Maho. Damn it, I want it. Anyway, yeah, so shout out that. It was pretty good. I'm excited for the rest of it. We just have to wait. They're going pretty slow with it, I think.
But I think because of the animators and all the projects that they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this came out now and not like a year ago or like a couple months ago when they were probably full swinging everything.
Were you able to watch the One Pieces?
Yes.
Nothing much happened. They just defeated Kaido.
The fight is over.
They are starting to recover. The rest of the Akazaya 9 like presented themselves.
Yep.
And then Momo was like, "I'm back. I'm here."
Momo was like, "I am him," and then Yamato was like, "I'm going with you," and Luffy's like, "Nah."
Well, not yet. Spoilers. The crew said nah. They were like, we have to wait for him. And he was dead on the ground. He's like...
The extension of Luffy said nah.
Yeah.
Do you think we get that one... Do we get it next week or 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks, right?
Well, yeah, because like the enemy's pacing is kind of slow, right?
Yeah.
But...
They have to heal him, and then
we're talking about Verde, right? Right? And Toro? Yeah. I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks, dude.
So Wano's officially done, but there's still one more.
There's one more little surprise,
like altercation, that sets the tone for literally the rest of the series as we're heading into the end. Spoiler alert: we're heading into the end. if you only watch it, which I don't know why you would only watch One Piece.
I would get so impatient and want to read it.
Yeah. Because where we're at now, again, I think this is the difference where I kind of hope they give us a little bit more of their slice of life, funny, like laid back attitudes, because we literally went from Kaido and the altercation that we get after Kaido to just another fucking shit show, and there was very little calm, like just interactions,
because it went straight into it.
Yeah, there was like a chapter or a chapter and a half of them just vibing, and I'm like, I need a little bit more vibing because One Piece was always about the vibes. But anyway, they're still upkeeping the quality of the anime, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
That's all I got because there's
nothing
more
really happened. I mean, the fight's over. Luffy won. Sent them straight to the freaking bottom of the world.
Anything else anime related? It's just quick today because we have something to do soon, so
I watched.
We're zooming through it
and binged season 3 of Rent a Girlfriend.
Thoughts, comments, concerns.
Loved it. I thought it was going to be a series finale.
And it's not. It's more. There's more renting of girlfriends.
Ended on a fucking cliffhanger, bro.
Damn.
I'm like, fucking hell. But while watching it, I did realize I could be a shonen director.
Let's go.
Because there was a part where the grandma was really sick, and I'm like, damn, wouldn't it be crazy if she just fucking dies halfway through the season?
And she died?
Yes.
Damn, spoilers, but
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna watch it. And if they do, don't get too attached to any grandmas.
Damn, I was attached to her actually from the first season that I watched.
No, there's a lot of grandmas.
Oh, there's a different one? Oh, okay.
It's a different grandma.
I thought this was like the grandma that you...
No. But there's, yeah. And then it's like, damn, like, yeah. if you watch season 3 and you get through like half of the plot, you're going to be like, yeah, this is going to happen. Damn, dude, they're all going Dolphins.
I'm telling you, I have the Dolphins winning by 10.
Or they said you had the Bills going by 10.
No.
I'm so
Dolphins. I'm a Bills fan, but I am also a realist, but I'm aware that the Bills' offense is inconsistent at the moment. And if they can find consistency, then yeah, they can beat the Dolphins. But I don't know if they'll have it this week. Anyway, Mingos. We can start off with what we just read. JJK 336, and we just read 337 a couple minutes ago. 336. Gojo doesn't win. Gojo's dead. He's cut in half. My one gripe is he explained the cut and off-screened it and gave us a sad stop story in the afterlife versus
actually showing us fighting him and then
him showing the cut versus explaining that
Sukuna doing the cut.
Yeah.
But I think what was his name? Gege, right?
Yeah.
Akutami?
Yeah.
I think Gege was just trying to give us closure with Gojo because I feel like he knows everybody loves Gojo. There was a tweet that I saw that said this might be the first manga
where the bad guy wins,
where the antagonist wins.
So my issue is not with the fact that Gojo died. I like Gojo over Sukuna person, right?
I think the entire world, dude. You've seen all those.
No, there's Sukuna fans that just hate Gojo. It's weird on Twitter. Like I don't know why, right? But that's anyway, crazy. My issue is you've built up Gojo to be the current strongest living person, right? And Sukuna to be the strongest of all time, but he was technically dead, right? Or sealed away, however you want to judge it. Anyway. Oh, he's inactive? The fucking Ravens are winning. Ravens should
destroy.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? My issue is if the strongest couldn't beat him, right? Anything past now, if the main villain loses, which they do in shonens, right? It's going to be a gimmicky, shitty way to beat him, which is not going to make a lot of sense, right? So that's why I'm just like, I don't know if you're a Sukuna fan, why would you want that? If you know that he's potentially going to lose because he's the main villain, right? It's going to be in like the most gimmicky, like shitty way. I much rather see Gojo beat him and be like, all right, cool. Gojo is now solidified as the strongest going forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus Itadori developing something to beat him out of nowhere when he now has he has nothing, right? Like I don't understand that mentality, or that like they like randomly introduce a new character who's been in the tuck or one of the resurrected dudes, right? That like is strong enough to beat him, that all of a sudden can, like, I don't know. There's a lot of loopholes now of like, if Sukuna loses, he's losing
Did I send you the
because of gimmick versus like this person can actually beat him. At least Gojo's powers made sense at some level. So now I'm just like, he's gonna again, if Sukuna doesn't win,
Mm-hmm.
which if we're staying straight to the story of shonens,
right?
the bad guy loses. It's like, it's not like My Hero where all Deku has to do is learn how to use all the powers together,
Right.
and then he has a shot at beating
One for all.
all for one,
All for one.
right?
All
yeah,
for one.
yeah, right. It's like, yo, no one has any powers to beat him now, at least to our knowledge. So he either wins or loses in a weird gimmicky way, and I don't even want that. I'd much rather him win at this point, right? But then it's like, oh, that's weird, that's different. I'm not mad at it, but it's like, if we're gonna stay true to the Shonen storyline, I see no way he loses.
Did I send you this one fan theory where they were saying that Itadori is immune to Sukuna? I think I did. How
Yeah,
he's
you did.
immune to Sukuna's cursed energy because he was inside him, and how allegedly Itadori's gonna eat the last finger, regain some of Sukuna's power, and then he's gonna go back and eat the cursed paintings because allegedly that's just cursed energy. If you already have like cursed energy, it was weird. It's like if you already have an entity living inside you, then any other entity that you eat.
So you're prepped as a vessel.
Yeah.
Which I have a theory that I don't know if it's true or if it can be true, right? But
Where's the tables?
we'll find it. They're probably there around there soon, somewhere. That something else is gonna help Itadori level up. I don't know what, but something else is gonna. Itadori is gonna allow something else to use him as a vessel, and then he's gonna be able to fight Sukuna. But I don't know what's that strong is my issue. Again, going back to the gimmick, right? That I don't know what is that strong that can defeat Sukuna when he defeated Gojo, and Gojo was allegedly the strongest. So I'm just like,
I really,
it's gimmick at this point. It's gimmick, and it's like, oh, you're just writing it now to write it, so he loses because that's the way shonens go. So I'd much rather have him win. But I don't even know if he. It's weird. This is why I said like I'd much rather have Gojo just beat him, because then it made sense. And now you give Gojo the title as strongest ever, not just strongest now, and the series ends. But that's not the way he wants to write it, I guess. I don't know, right? I'm not the one writing it. It's not my story. It's not my creation. But
right.
It's a mistake killing Gojo like that, or at all, because Sukuna losing now doesn't make any sense ever.
Nope.
So he has to win, and if he doesn't win because you want to keep it shonen and main character wins,
right? Then you either bring back Gojo, who you've clearly killed, or power up Itadori.
But the power up now has to be so big.
Such a random power up.
Yeah. So
because not even
I don't know. I don't even
think Yuta could beat him.
No.
Like no one can.
I think Gojo said that he has a bigger bank of energy, but that's about it. So again, I don't know. And like
unless Rika is
we can transfer over to like the current chapter where like the lightning dude came up and tried to fight him
and still nothing.
Couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything.
Still nothing, dude.
He couldn't do anything. So I'm just like,
I really don't know. The ending of this chapter that came up,
it was a lackluster chapter, but I'm just like,
yeah, lackluster.
I'm like, he didn't do anything. He used like a cool lightning full body power up that once he's done using it, he's like dead. And Sukuna transformed into his full body transformation. So I'm like, so he's dead.
Yes. I think.
And I'm just like, so the next guy up that allegedly could beat him dead. Yuta is coming up, I'm assuming, next. But I've seen Yuta I don't. Maybe Yuta can beat him because of the copy thing that he can do.
That's what I was gonna say.
So he can just copy his abilities.
Like, what if Rika is like Malhagora?
Oh my God.
But like maybe like up level, because love. What did they say a long time ago? Love is powerful, the most powerful curse or something like that.
Yeah. What if he can? Does he have to just see it to copy it, or does he have to like experience it to copy it?
I don't.
Because if he can just copy the Maho off of just seeing it, maybe we have a chance with Yuta.
I think he just has to see it, right? Because when he did the cursed speech,
the voice, yeah.
I mean, obviously he wasn't afflicted by it, but he saw him use the cursed speech.
Wait, can you imagine if you can use infinity and void and stuff? Because he's technically like related to him.
But they never discussed that either.
I know.
So I feel like, if anything, this upcoming chapter, I think, yes, Yuta is on his way. But they're going to have to explain why Yuta is overpowered.
Because he hasn't seemed overpowered.
If imagine, I don't know, or if he activates his six eyes.
Imagine he just has it, right?
Right? Like he pulls up and he just hollow purple.
God damn it. I don't know, right? Like I said.
Because why else would you see if he's related to you, or be hyped that he's a descendant of your family? And why else would you say he's got cursed energy reserves up la madre?
Yeah. I don't know. Again, 237 I said, right?
237.
The one that
just came out to a couple minutes ago.
Was like lackluster.
Yep.
Because we didn't see Gojo at all. There was like a hidden. One of the leaks had his body like just destroyed by the rubble of the thing crashing, and maybe if we look back we can see it, but in the leak it like made it a purpose to kind of show it, whereas there was no panel there that looked like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like people are just making shit now just to make it worse. Doesn't matter. But I don't know where we go from this. Like I said, like it's not like in My Hero where like Deku at least just needed to learn how to use the powers and make them his own.
Right.
And then he can potentially have a chance to beat All For One. Mm-hmm. This just seems like there's no Deku with the magic trump card to beat him. Like we don't know what the one for all is in JJK, if there is one. And it seemed like Gojo and those powers were it.
Right.
And then they was just like, no, never mind.
Slashed him off screen.
Yeah, completely. Just like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, okay, what's the, you know what I mean? Like, what do we have? Maybe Yuta with the copy stuff, but if it's not him, then Itadori gets a random power up, or like the brain, right? Like we still don't know who the brain is, what he wants to do, because when he did the whole sealing Gojo, right? He was like, my plan is. His plan didn't involve Sukuna, right? Mm-hmm. But it also. His plan didn't involve Sukuna. He just wanted to seal Gojo first. But what's his plan? We didn't even know his plan yet, so we didn't even know if we're in the final arc yet. Mm-hmm. And Gojo's dead.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yep.
So I'm like, is the brain the main villain? Is Sukuna the main villain? Is Gojo really dead?
I mean, the brain wanted to use Sukuna, but now that Sukuna's alive, it's like,
is Itadori even the main character anymore?
Because to reference, I
don't know.
To reference, what's his face? The last chapter. Where Jugo was, or not the last episode, where Jugo was talking to like everyone, right? He was saying, what the fuck? I forget the exact conversation, but he was saying, they were talking about like, why do we have to capture Gojo? Why can't we just revive Sukuna right here and right now? And then he even says to himself, he's like, yes, reviving Sukuna would definitely turn rampant on all the Jujutsu sorcerers, but that doesn't ensure that we're gonna live.
Because Sukuna doesn't care about who the fuck you are.
Exactly.
And that's why I like Sukuna, right? Like,
and that's why
I'm not against him, but
that's why I'm like, so if that was the point, then why did the brain want to bring back, like, why give him all the fingers? Why?
No, someone else gave him all the fingers.
No, it was Jogo, wasn't it?
No, Jogo got blasted by Sukuna, remember? Oh, Smash. Oh no, yeah, this is a manga
This is
portion.
manga. No, I thought Itadori was in the bathroom.
It was the ice little short haired chicks.
The twins?
Yeah,
The twins that wanted
because
Geto's body back?
they're close to Sukuna, if I remember correctly. I could be forgetting.
I thought it was
Geto didn't
Jogo.
want to bring him back. Again, we don't know what his plan is.
I thought it was Jogo.
I mean, he might have been with them,
Okay.
but they gave him the fingers.
Okay. I gotta reread it.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna reread Shibuya and post Shibuya just so I have a better grasp of what the fuck happened, because I don't know if I forgot
it was also a long time ago, G.
or
You also gotta remember homie took a hiatus halfway through. It was
or
like a 3-4 month hiatus.
or I don't know if I forgot that or he just like took a misstep in his storytelling and went a little awry, because a lot of this stuff just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not mathing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to perfectly math, but like I said, I'm gonna use just My Hero because also I'm like 100 chapters back.
For My Hero?
Yeah, I started
Nah, dude.
part of at least a Patreon thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna react some chapters on our Patreon, and then eventually when we're caught up, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna do that if you want to join me, or if you want to do it on your own, and then we can talk about them or whatever. We can set like 10 a week or something, and then talk about them, whatever. We'll just try to line up so we're close. But I found out that I'm like 80 back or 100 back.
That's like me with One Punch. I always tell myself I want to catch up on One Punch.
Yeah. But anyway, we don't have an answer to our current Sukuna or All for One the way we do it in My Hero. And if that's the way the series is going to go, that's the way it's going to go. But we also don't know who the main villain is, if it's the brain, and who and what the brain is. I don't think, right? We still don't have that answer. Like fully, right?
Other than the name being Kenjaku.
Right? Yeah, I think
we don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Like if he's older than Sukuna or after, or like what the fuck he was trying to do.
Yeah, we don't know exactly, just speculations.
Right? I think I'm going to go back and reread it, but we don't know who the main villain is, and if it is Sukuna, we don't have an answer for Sukuna. The brain doesn't seem that strong.
The brain is as strong as the curse user that he takes over.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we don't have an answer. So, and that's why I'm confused, because I'm like, we had one, you killed it, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But good chapters. Like I'm not mad at them. They're pretty good chapters.
Right.
It's just, what is we doing? And you know what's funny? I had that same thought when we first met Hakari and he was doing his
Gambling
stuff. I'm like, what is we doing? And I've had that post Shibuya a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is we doing?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what Gege is doing.
So again,
only Gege knows what Gege is doing.
The series is still good. The chapters are still good. The anime is going to be fantastic. But I had this question while reading some of those chapters. I have the question again.
Mm-hmm.
What is we doing? It seems like we're just going to make cool shit, and that's it. And we'll figure out the story later.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like to me right now. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Anyway, One Piece, 1093. It was on break last week, or this week. We read it last week, which we didn't record. So we're getting one next week, which we don't record. 1093, we got Luffy grabbed Kizaru. He was a big... No, that was the week before that, right?
There was no chapter this week then.
No, I know there's no chapter this week,
That's
but
the only chapter that we got.
But did we talk about that? Did we talk about this last week?
The last thing that we talked about for Luffy was him kicking Kizaru. Remember, it ended with him and Kizaru clashing.
Oh, you're right. And then here they're actually fighting. Kizaru's like doing his thing. He blinds Luffy.
I love how Zoro's fighting the leopard guy. I forgot his name.
And he's like, dude, he's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
And boy, how he was like, I'm sorry, Luffy's got a bigger fish to fry, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then a homie's like, fighting the second in command of a Yonko is more than enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, dude. That fight's gonna be nice to watch when they animate it.
At the end, we see the ships outside of the island, and we see the Gorosei dude.
The bullish looking motherfucker.
Allegedly, yeah, in one of the art works at the beginning of like a couple chapters ago, they released a big bison bull looking thing that had his like little beard outline and something else that like it matches, so people think that his devil fruit's like a big ass bull bison thing. Thoughts, comments, concerns on this chapter or where we go from here. Luffy looks like he's putting up a good fight against Kizaru. Like, he's not going 100 clip, but he's also not like going easy.
Mm-hmm.
And Kizaru also looks like he's doing his little thing, you know? I'm curious as to what happens there because
where?
Like, so
when Kizaru gets out of Luffy's hand?
So no, I'm curious as to what happens between Kizaru and Luffy and then when the Gorosei dude jumps into the island.
Because we're going from Luffy fighting an admiral to Luffy fighting an admiral and a Gorosei.
But again, my question still is: are the Gorosei
as strong as
actually battle ready, or are they just like presence?
I mean, 5 elders. The fact that you're a 5 elder, I feel like, doesn't make you battle ready. But
I don't know.
I'm gonna implement the actual physics of being an old man, and just say that homie does not fight.
But Rayleigh was strong as an old man. So is Garp.
Yeah, but this motherfucker looks like he's 80. Rayleigh and Garp were probably in their 50s.
Accurate. It's still packed. I'm surprised. I would have not shown up. Like, fuck you guys.
I was, we were thinking about buying tickets to go watch this game. And the only reason why we didn't is because the cheapest ticket was $200.
Nosebleed?
And that was 400 level seats.
Fuck
and I'm
that.
like, how much are the 100 level seats?
Like
100 levels were $400 and something.
Damn.
I'm like, dude, it's the fucking 0-3 Bears against the 0-3 Broncos.
It's the city, I'm telling you. Now, the new stadium would be probably that expensive, but it'd be a bigger stadium. It'd be a nicer stadium.
Newer amenities, like everything new. So I'm okay with paying that much money.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, I'm curious as to what happens. Obviously, we're getting the chapter next week.
Yes,
not today because it didn't come out today. But I'm curious if they fight. I'm curious if he even shows on the island. I'm assuming so, but that would mean that he beats Kizaru then, right?
He beats Kizaru,
or someone else fights Kizaru.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know if Zoro makes quick work of Lucci or maybe Sanji. I heard Sanji. Are there some leaks for the next chapter already? And Sanji gets his like little moment too, where he's like beating everybody up.
Why doesn't he?
But anyway,
as a ex-football player's mind, why would you not just run out?
You're trying to get more yards. That's all right. No, there's nothing wrong with what he did there. It's the first quarter. It's first play. That doesn't matter. Are the issues when it's the fourth quarter and you're down by 7 and you need time?
When you're down bad. I'm always down bad.
But
I got a down bad story.
Post-pod?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm curious. I'm actually excited to see what happens because this arc was very lackluster at the beginning and then it literally cranked it and it just became really, really good. So we'll see what happens. I like it. I like the fact that he's fighting an admiral, right? But if he beats an admiral to go fight a Gorosei, that diminishes the admirals a lot.
Not only that, but that I don't want to phrase this.
Because like they just became secondary characters to these 5 older dudes.
Yes.
But
I feel like you need that to ruffle up the feathers of everyone else.
True. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like
I think Joy Boy brings revolution.
Yeah. But it's crazy the fact that these guys were heralded at like, if not the top, right? Like right underneath the top. And the Gorosei just were always just looming in the dark, just like fucking waiting. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what Luffy does. Because again, if you're just going to diminish the admirals, like that's nuts to me, right? But I guess you have to, if the girls say are hymns, yeah, are them, whatever. So we'll see.
Are they them?
Yeah, but good chapter. Again, it was just kind of like a filler. Damn, that's rough. It was just kind of like a filler episode, kind of just like, hey, here you go. But the next one should be good because again, it sounds like he might just jump on the island, but they're also trying to escape it. So they might meet on another island. We'll see.
They meet at Elbaf.
But I'm happy that this arc got this intense. I know I've said it both ways, right? Where I want more slice of life, but I also enjoy the intensity and magnitude of the chapters and the arc. I just wish they would ease us into the magnitude a little bit more versus just sending it to like, yo, we have a Gorosei on the way. We have an Admiral on the way. Like, hey, I would much appreciate it if like, yo, we got another chapter. I know some people don't like that because like they just want the action. And I'm like, I'd much rather have One Piece stay One Piece and give me more slice of life at the beginning of an arc and then go into the shits. I feel like this could have given me 1 or 2 more chapters of slice of life and then get into the shits. Anything else? Anything else that I'm forgetting, that I'm missing? I did say this in between there. I'm going to catch up on My Hero regularly. I'm like 80 back. If you would like to join.
I think I'm like 200 back.
I can check right now, actually. I'm currently on chapter 356.
Shikes, that scroll, dude.
And there's 402. So I'm 50 back. I'm roughly 50 back.
I'm pretty sure I'm like 200. It's 408?
402.
I'm pretty sure I'm close to 200 back.
There's no way.
I'm pretty sure.
Because we were close anyway. We were like in the 300s, no?
I don't think so.
Damn. Well, look, and if we're close.
I have to look in the iPad because
yeah.
not on here.
That's
the one thing I fucking hate about the apps. I wish they would sing.
I'm going to try to catch up and record my reaction reviews of catching up on Patreons. And whenever we're like lined up, we'll do it together.
Yeah.
And then we'll make it part of the podcast.
Yeah.
But until then, it won't be part of the podcast. It'll be separate Patreon content. But expect that soon. Also expect One Piece Live Action Episode 3 reaction review sometime in a week or two. It just busy schedules, etc. But it'll be up. Episode 2 should be up. And episode 1 was part of a podcast. And that's all I got. You got anything else? We will see y'all next episode. Appreciate, like, comment, follow, subscribe if you made this far. Shout out you. Leave a little heart somewhere, or if you're on YouTube, leave a little heart, or on Patreon. If we don't have any Patreons, but so I'll know. But anyway, that's all I got. Stay horny.